Piston Smoke Reviews. I'm Wyatt.
Justin.
And Monty.
Today we're taking a look at the Padilla Reserva, and I believe this is a natural wrapper.
Yeah.
But had some Padillas before. We reviewed the Connecticut, really liked that, so looking forward to getting into this. We're smoking the, I'm going to guess a Toro. Torpedo, yeah. Well, obviously it was a Torpedo. Huh?
Well, that's the size.
Well, okay, whatever. We're smoking the Torpedo then. Beautiful, beautiful looking cigar. You know, this Padilla spares no expense on their bands. This is no exception. It's got this really cool gold lion. You know, it's all plated and everything. Just really sticks out. Looks like a beautiful cigar. Cigar itself, though, I'm noticing. You know, especially down here at the foot of the cigar, there's a chunk of wrapper that's missing, and I'm not too impressed by that. But the rest of it is very, very smooth. Maybe just a little bit sandy, but you know, just a tiny little bit. Very fine grained sandpaper, as we like to say, but otherwise very smooth. I don't see any stems or seams or anything, so looks like a good stick. On the aromas, I get a real heavy chocolate, maybe a little bit of woodsiness, especially on the foot. That's about it. I'm looking forward to lighting this up. Definitely.
Of course, the wind, yeah.
No kidding.
But yeah, it's a beautiful looking cigar, coming in like a nice medium brown, almost like a little bit of a red hue to it, but it could be the lighting. Seams are done well, a lot of minimal veins, or fine veins. I agree, it has like a nice tooth to it, nice soft, very fine grained sandpaper. The aroma for me, I agree, I get like that sweet chocolate and a lot of tobacco off the wrapper, and pretty much the same off the foot, maybe a little more potent. But overall, it's just a nice looking cigar, firm pack, but I already cut it because I was worried about it, but the draw is fine, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, mine is more or less the same. It definitely sticks out that it's very firmly packed. Not hard, but real firm. A few little tiny lumps, a little bit of mottled to the wrapper, but really fine veins, a really nice deep red, brownish color, brownish shade to the wrapper. You know, off the wrapper, maybe just some real mild tobacco. And off the foot, I get tons of hay and kind of that barnyard smell that we talk about. Tons of it, real strong on both of them. So we'll see.
Let's get it cut up, lit up, see how it goes.
We'll sit down here for 45 minutes and when that started.
Yeah. The youngling shows up and follows.
First puff, it's good, but it's pretty dang harsh for me.
To me, it's very peppery.
Yeah.
But I could have overcharred it.
Yeah,
It's very peppery for me. It sits on the tongue. Kind of harsh smoke as well, I agree, but it could be just...
I agree. It's kind of harsh.
Not smooth at all.
It tastes alright. I mean, it's got some nice chocolate.
I don't get any chocolate. I get more of a pepper and hay for me.
That's what I'm getting. Pepper and hay.
Not a horrible start. Not exactly the best flavors, but
Smooth out.
yeah. Well, let's get into the first third. Hopefully it smooths out and kind of comes into itself.
Oh, we're about 10 minutes in. You know, so far nothing has really changed. I was expecting a lot out of this cigar, especially because I really love their Connecticut. But yeah, so far this one, it still kind of tastes unrefined and harsh. I mean, the finish is, it just kind of sits in the back of your throat.
Yeah.
It's not a good, you know, pepper that kind of sits in the back of your throat. It just tastes harsh. You know, Monty mentioned this the other day. He mentioned with some other cigar we're smoking, You know, if this cigar, maybe if it sat in the humidor for, you know, a number of months and just kind of aged and,
This cigar has been sitting in the humidor for months.
well, in that case, yeah, it's bad.
Just pointing that out.
Well, yeah,
What you say?
yeah. But, yeah, I mean, so far it's not jumping out at me. The flavors that I am getting aren't good.
Yeah, we paid just over $10 a stick for these at our local shop, and it sucks. I just can't say anything real good except ash is holding on well and the burn is fine. Flavor for me is a really bad, harsh pepper, and I agree it does sit in the back of your tongue, but it also has this very lingering aftertaste that's just not very good. And then that nice hay note I mentioned has kind of died down to like a brush fire, so to speak. It's like very grassy, not a very good taste to me. I'm hoping it does a 180 because we spend a lot of money on these cigars, so I'm going to finish it. But it's not very good right now.
I agree. If something doesn't happen soon, I have no idea how we're going to finish this cigar. My burn is razor sharp. The ash is tight, bright, and white. It's real firm. But 10 minutes, 15 minutes into this cigar, my throat and tongue feel like I've smoked about 8 cigars today, and this is the first one of the day. I mean, my mouth and throat feel like ass. So this is just one of the harshest cigars I've ever smoked. But
Did you say ash or ash?
I think I said ass.
Because if you said ash, I think it would be a better, as you were.
Either one really
As
works.
I
for
were.
me.
Yeah, I mean, they technically, yes. But, as you were.
Fuck it, let's do it live.
We'll do it live.
Yeah.
I don't have much else to say. It's just, ugh. All right, cut.
All right, well, let's get into the second, third, approach the midpoint, and hopefully we get some changes.
Yeah, we're about halfway through this Padilla something. Reserva.
Okay.
It's,
One with the line on it.
yeah, the one with the line on it, yeah. You know, and I don't say this to knock Padilla as a brand, but man, this cigar is really disappointing. I thought, you know, $10 a stick, you know, they spent so much on this beautiful band, and you know, the cigar itself just looks great, but nothing has jumped out at me with this cigar. You know, we're smoking this at the end of the day, and I taste maybe kind of like a bitter chocolate, almost like a cacao or something like that, and it tastes good. You know, you'll take a few puffs and then you'll have a sip of coffee, and it's a pretty decent taste, but you know, it's just not much there with this cigar. The burn isn't great, but I've only made one touch up. I mean, I don't know. I'm not expecting something to pick up in this second half, but I hope it does.
Yeah, well, it's went from crap to not quite as crappy. We were talking, that pepper has kind of died out for me. It's not, as Monty mentioned, it's not hurting my back of my throat as well either. It's smooth a little bit, but it's still kind of unrefined at best. Still getting a bit of like a hay or grassy note, and I agree. There's like a bitter something on the aftertaste. It's not the best flavor, but it's a bitter something. It's not horrible, but overall, I'm very, very disappointed in the price point of this cigar and what you get out of it. It's for $10 you can get amazing sticks. Hell, for $5 you can get amazing sticks that are better than this.
I don't have much more to add than what Wyatt and Justin said. It is maybe a little bit smoother, but that's like it was horrific the first inch, and you know, after that it's not quite as awful, if you will. It's a little smoother. There is that bitterness Justin talked about, but that's all I really get off it. And I don't know if it's already just torched my palate just from the first couple inches or not, but just a lot of bitterness. But the construction's really good. The burn's really nice, especially considering the little gusts of wind we're having. But that's about it right now. Slightly smoother. That's it.
Let's get into the final third. See if we get any changes.
Well, we're at the last third of this
We're gonna edit that
Padilla.
out.
What?
We're gonna edit that out.
What else?
Like talking about Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
Colin, yeah, I think that Family Guy sketch where they have Colin Farrell wearing a T-shirt that says fish on it, but it's spelled with a P and an H instead of an F. I think that describes Colin Farrell perfectly.
Why?
I kind of feel like we have to leave this in now.
I want to know why. What do you? I haven't seen that one. I guess I don't remember it.
I don't get
I,
it
I,
either.
I don't really remember the sketch, but
Isn't that the name of a band or something?
well, okay, all right, it probably makes sense then. I mean, I don't know, but it just seemed like something he would do. You know what I mean?
Like, think it's really spelled that way?
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
No, yeah. I mean, like it's interesting. That you know, he probably knows.
Ironic.
Yeah,
Well, it apparently
ironic.
worked because we're talking about it.
Because remember when he went on the Tonight Show and he had that issue with that lady during filming, like when he's talking to Jay, and they had to edit it out before they showed it.
Well, no, what happened?
So I guess some woman, you know, how women are with Colin Farrell, they just lose their damn minds. But she wouldn't shut up. And he basically finally told her to shut the fuck up. That she was ruining it for everybody. So then she starts, like, telling him to go fuck himself. He's just spoiled, rich bitch, blah, blah, blah. And he's, like, starts screaming back at her. And apparently Jay Leno's just like, what the fuck's going on here? And they had to go back and edit all that out. It went on for, like, 5 minutes. And they had to go back and cut all that out before they aired the show that night. And I watched it because, I mean, it made the news, like, right when it happened, you know, because he filmed the show, like, at 4 in the afternoon. And they were talking all about it, and you can tell where they had to edit it out because they're talking. And then there's just, like, a little blip where the film stops. And then it starts again, and you can tell, like, Colin Farrell's all sweaty and worked up, and Jay's still kind of awkward and trying to carry on a conversation, and it's a totally different subject.
Yeah.
But he got into this, like, shouting match with this woman. And just didn't give a fuck, you know. And so they just kind of, you know, it's Colin Farrell, so they just let him shout and scream and curse at each other for a couple of minutes.
You know what I did like Colin Farrell in? I liked him in that movie he did with Brendan Gleeson, where they're the two like assassin guys, and they're stuck in Belfast.
Oh,
Ireland or
in
something.
Bruges.
In Bruges, yeah.
That was
yeah,
an
yeah,
amazing
yeah,
movie.
Yeah, and Ralph
I don't know
Fiennes
what
in
that
it.
is.
Yeah, Ray Fiennes, whatever his name is. Yeah.
And what was the one where he plays like a writer? Seven Psychopaths.
Yeah,
That was a
yeah,
good one.
Woody Harrelson. Yeah, that was a good one.
I think
But
we've gone
not
too long. We
because of
can't
him,
leave this
yeah.
in the video, but no, Christopher Walken was amazing in that
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Where he goes, "Put your hands up." No, but I've got the gun. I don't care.
Yeah, it was a great line. Yeah. But yeah, I mean that basically describes our views in the cigar. I mean, you know, we'd rather talk about Colin Farrell.
Are we really gonna leave that in?
Oh, why not? I mean,
Well,
you know, it's-
fuck it.
we've
We have to
done
keep our
weirder
comments
things
short now.
before.
This video's going to go on forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's kind of what we think about this cigar. You know, I've been more interested in Colin Farrell's film career than this cigar. It kind of picked up in the second half, but not like $10 picked up. I mean, I feel the same way as I do about the Ashton ESG. VSG I like. The ESG is like $20, and I'm sorry, Justin. I know you love that cigar.
That's a good cigar.
I love that.
I don't see it. I don't see it. I think you can get.
Would you
those.
like it for $12?
I would, yeah.
Okay, fair
yeah.
enough.
I mean, you know, price point does have a lot to do with it. I think with most cigars.
Why do we have to say price point? Why can't we just say price? When did we stop saying price and start saying, well, the price point?
Well, consider
I'm just asking.
consider the dynamics of this
Good point.
of this generation and of how things work. I mean, we've gone past like cellular phone to cell phone now to phone. You know, and I mean, typically things go down or
I still
adding
call
a
my
word.
cell phone.
Price point. You know, well, yeah.
I actually
you
say
do.
my phone because nobody has a house phone anymore.
Exactly.
That's true.
Exactly. I mean, we've gotten
But it
so
still
used.
runs on a cell.
But we've gotten so. I mean, that's not the point. The
I know. I'm
point
just
is-
being a smartass now.
Okay, all right,
Let's
all right,
move
all
along.
right, all right. But
I
we're,
just want to see how long I can keep him talking about anything but the cigar.
well, yeah, it's pretty easy. I mean, I kind of forgot I was smoking it for a while, but
Mine went out.
yeah, I mean, yours went out. It's for the price point. I don't see it. It's you know, especially for $10. It got kind of smooth in the second half, but honestly, I wasn't even paying attention to the flavors because there just wasn't anything jumping out at me. I could see this cigar being, and I really hate to say this because I like video cigars, but I could see this being a good golf course or like task cigar because there's nothing really there in this cigar with me. And again, it's really disappointing because otherwise I love video cigars. On a scale of 1 to 10. I'd give this one a 6. It's something that I'm sure I'm going to try again at some point in the future, and I'll see if they've changed the blend, or if all three of us just got a bum stick or something. But you know, again, I don't see it. 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I did not like the cigar. Flavors weren't my cup of tea. I thought it was, the first half was harsh, the second half was still kind of harsh, at best unrefined. Burn was fine, and it made smoke, so that's about the only good thing I can say about it. It's not my flavor. I don't recommend it. I won't try it again. I doubt that 3 of us got 3 bum sticks. This cigar has been sitting in the humidor at our shop for a few months. It should have been you know, it should be a good cigar, especially at $10. The price for me is too high for what this is, and like I said, for half that, for $5 a stick, you can get some amazing sticks, and this just wasn't. I will give this a 5. It's smoked, and that's about all I can say.
I pretty much agree with Justin. And the thing of it is, I was trying to think of how this would be a good cigar. Well, first of all, you can say, well, maybe if it was $5 or $3. But still, okay, so now I have a $3 or a $5 cigar that I really need to cut the first 1.5 inches off and just throw it in the damn trash. That's how bad it was. The first 1.5 inches was disgusting. So even then, okay, so I paid $3 for a cigar that I got to cut the first hunk of it off. For lack of a better term, that's bullshit. And you're right. For $10, come on. And from Padilla, who makes some good cigars, you know. And I don't think this is a fluke. Like, we all just happen to get 3 cigars that just suck. Yeah, it's gotten slightly better in the back half. It's not quite as harsh and just bitter and awful. My throat is no longer burning. But then again, you know, White made a point, well, it might be alright for a golf cigar. I used to play golf all the time, and I've never played golf, or I've never been doing something where I wanted a cigar that tasted like shit for the first 1.5 inches. Like, you know, I'm piddling around in the garage cleaning my guns, and I'd really like a cigar that's going to disgust me for the first 45 minutes. I've never thought that. So, I just can't recommend it. I wouldn't buy it. If someone handed it to me, I'd leave it in my humidor and give it to somebody that I really dislike named Steve or something.
Put a different band on it and call it something else.
Right. So I think Justin's 5 was really charitable. I'd give it a 4. I can't do it, you know. So a 4 from me.
Well, in conclusion, if you like our videos, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. Until next time, don't smoke them if you got them.